Is it right? Okay, start. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Get started with today's verses. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Pradayantasto Bhadrani Vidunoti Sudritsatam Ashtaprayasha Padreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, titled The Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 6, Brahma Satisfies Lord Shiva, text 16 through 22. Text 16. Swarnarna Satapatraischa Vararenuka Jatibihi Kubjakair Mallikabhischa Madhavi Chamanditam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. There are other trees which decorate the hill, such as the golden lotus flower, the cinnamon tree, Malati, Kubja, Mallika, and Madhavi. 17. Panaso Tumbara Swatta Plakshan Nyagrodha Hingubihi Bhurjair Oshadi Bihi Pugai Rajapugaischa Jambubihi. Translation. Kailasa hill is also decorated with such trees as kata, jackfruit, julara, banyan trees, plakshas, nyagrodhas, and trees producing asafoetida. Also, there are trees of betel nuts and bhurjapatra, as well as rajapuga, blackberries, and similar other trees. Exciting. Karjura Mrataka Pradhyai Priyala Madukeng Budhai Drumajatibhir Anyesha Rajitam Venu Kichakai. Translation. There are mango trees, Priyala, Madhuka, and Inguda. Besides these, there are other trees like thin bamboos, Kichaka, and varieties of other bamboo trees, all decorating the tracks of Kailasha Hill. 1920. Kumudotpala Kallara Sadapatra Vanar Dibihi Nalinishu Kalam Pujar Kadha Vrindo Pashobhitam Mrigai Sakha Mrigai Kroder Mrigendrai Rukshasal Yakai Gavayai Sharabhair Yagrai Rurubher Mahisa Dibihi. Translation. There are different kinds of lotus flowers such as Kumuda, Putpala, and Satapatra. The forest appears to be a decorated garden. All on small lakes are full of various kinds of birds who whisper very sweetly. There are many kinds of other animals also, like deer, monkeys, boars, lions, rikshas, shalyakas, forest cows, forest asses, tigers, small deer, buffalo, and many other animals who are fully enjoying their life. Next 21. Karna Traika Padaswasyair Nirjushtam Vrikana Bivihi Kadali Khanda Samruddha Nalini Pulina Shriyam. Translation. There are varieties of deer such as Karnanrita, Ekapada, Ashwasya, Vrika, and Kasturi. The deer which bears musk. Besides the deer, there are many banana trees which decorate the small hillside lakes very nicely. 22. Last verse. Paryastam Nandaya Satya Snana Punya Tarodaya Vilokya Bhutesha Girim Vibudha Vishmayam Yayuhu. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. There is a small lake named Alakananda in which Sati used to take her bath, and that lake is especially auspicious. All the demigods, after seeing the specific beauty of Kailasha hill, were struck with wonder at the great opulence to be found there. Purport: according to the commentary called Sri Bhagavata Chandra Chandrika, the water in which Sati used to bathe was Ganges water. In other words, Ganges flowed through the Kailasha Parvata. There is every possibility of accepting such a statement because Ganges water also flows from the hair of Lord Shiva. Since Ganges water rests on the head of Lord Shiva and then flows to the other parts of the universe, it is quite possible that the water in which Sati bathed, which was certainly very nicely scented, was Ganges water. End of purport. नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषाशङ्कादिभाष्यध्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. I humbly seek the blessings of all Asmal Vaishnavas. Thank you for the opportunity to speak from Srimad Bhagavatam today for one purification. I'll try to summarize based on a lecture I heard on this series of verses, and please pardon if I add my own interpretation to the summary. So we are in this section where the Yajna has just completed, so-called completed, Daksha Yajna. And as we saw, there was a lot of fighting and counter-cursing and cursing that happened. So at this point, everyone is so much materially or emotionally disturbed, and all the demigods are going to Lord Brahma, saying that they don't know what to do, how to rectify the situation. And then Lord Brahma basically tells them that they should realize that Lord Shiva is not satisfied, and that's why nobody is being satisfied. So then Lord Brahma recommends that they all go to Lord Shiva and then seek his forgiveness. So he's pleased, and then the yajna can be completed. So one point or a couple of the verses early in this chapter talk about how Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, they all know about the outcome of this, and then that's why they know they will come and participate in the yajna. And this is also kind of the classic question, right? So if they knew this was going to happen, why did they not stop it? And we also have this question always that if Krishna knows what we are going to do, why not prevent us from doing it? So this is a classic question. And it is explained that there are two reasons why or how Krishna basically knows the future. And Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva also sort of know that this was going to happen, or they know the future because they are connected very closely to the Supreme Lord. And Krishna is beyond this realm of time, right? I mean, we don't see the future because this time kind of hides the futures from us, like future from us. We can't see beyond the time. But Krishna, I mean, time is from Krishna. So Krishna doesn't have this wheel of time preventing him from seeing the future. So Krishna can see the future. And also, as we have heard from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna does not interfere with the free will. Right? So he witnesses, he knows what's going to happen. He knows what our choice is going to be, but still he does not interfere with our choices. That's the free will he has given us. And it's also explained, I mean, I heard in this lecture that basically free will also expands depending on our consciousness. For example, we know that in my company and any company, there are like different levels of workforce, right? There's like technician workforce, which are in the first level. Then there's like engineer. Then there's like a manager. So if you look at the technician, he doesn't have much free will, meaning he doesn't have much options to like choose his projects or what work he does. I mean, he's just instructed by the engineer to do a particular thing. He does it. And then the engineer, the next level, has a little bit more maybe free will or have options to work, do some work. But then the manager has like a lot of options. So like that, even in spirituality or even in this kind of context, we can understand that people who are more Krishna conscious, they have free will to exercise
and also they make the right choices. Like even we see that, right? I mean, materially or not material, but animal species, they don't have much free will. I mean, they don't have free will at all. They just act by instinct. And we in human birth have this free will opportunity. And it's a double blessing for us, especially devotees, practicing devotees, because it's such a blessing to take this human birth because we have the free will option. And secondly, we are in touch with spiritual books like Srimad Bhagavatam or touch with Krishna consciousness. So we can even make more intelligent free will decisions. So that's one of the points that comes out of this section, is that because we are trying to be Krishna conscious, we have a little bit more free will to exercise. And also we, through mercy or the parampara and the acharyas and Srimad Bhagavatam books, we get, or we know, or we learn how to use the free will. So that's one message that comes out of this section. And here we saw that Daksha, although he had a lot of free will, he was like the most beautiful person. And when he walked, explained that when he walks in, everyone just gets up in awe looking at his beauty. So such a personality, because he didn't have the right intention. He didn't use his free will in the right way. He basically had to go down. I mean, he had to lose such a beautiful body, and then he got this goat body. So it's explained that offenses, Mataji explained 2 days ago, in the verses, that we hear a lot of lessons from this section. We may wonder, why are we reading this? Why couldn't have Krishna or Lord Vishnu have avoided the whole thing? But the message is that, I mean, we have to learn from this. So the whole pastime is happening because we have a lot of lessons to learn, like how not to offend someone, and even if you offend, how to correct oneself, and how to also realize that what could be the effects of the offense. So here we see that basically such a beautiful person like Daksha, he like went to the other extreme of losing his body and then getting a kind of gruesome body of a goat. So that's the message. That's part of one. It's one of the learnings we can kind of understand from the section. And also, it's explained that in the last verse we saw today, that there's this, I mean, we're seeing the opulence of this Kailasha Loka and so many beautiful trees. And I mean, I didn't know there were so many different types of trees and flowers until we read this section. And also in the last purport, or in the last verse, Prabhupada says that what was the lake called? It's called Alakananda. And it's also the Ganges. So surprisingly or unsurprisingly, today is also appearance or the auspicious day of Ganga Puja. So I was like so surprised when I saw that today is Ganga Puja. And Ganga Puja basically is like a 10-day festival that starts on Amavasya before this 10th day, like today, or Ekadasi. And then it culminates today, it's on the Dasami day. And then it's such a celebration in Mayapur and other places, especially in the northern part of India. And it's explained that if on this Ganga Puja day, one should be taking bath in Ganges. So if that's not possible, then one should be at least having water, Ganga Jal in his home and then sprinkling. If not, it's also as good as like hearing the glories of Ganges and just talking about or thinking about Ganges. So we are so fortunate that, I mean, it's just Bhagavatam's blessing that because we are reading, it just reciprocates by giving us the right knowledge on the right day. And it's explained that, just to briefly talk about Ganges, we know there are several pastimes or several stories behind how Ganges appeared in the material world. But one thing that is very commonly known is that when Lord Vamana appeared and then he was at Bali Maharaj's place and then he took 2 steps. So one step he covered the lower part and then second step he covered the upper part. And when he did the second step, his finger pierced the covering of the universe, and then the causal ocean, few droplets of the causal ocean fell into the material world, and that flowed as Ganges. And also it said because Ganges was so proud that she was like this fierce river, and then she was thinking she's sustaining the whole material world. So when she came in, she was like uncontrollable. She was like so fierce, going everywhere, damaging trees, mountains. So at that point, everyone prayed to Lord Shiva to control her. Lord Shiva very easily, effortlessly in his matted hair. So that's why we also say that Ganga flows from Lord Shiva's head. And Lord Shiva has regulated her, and then she realized the position and then her offense, and then she seek pardon to Lord Shiva, and then Lord Shiva blessed her, and then she has been calm since then. And I was reading somewhere that even today scientists wonder how Ganga is so pure. I mean, if you store any other water for a long time, it kind of contaminates. But Ganges never contaminates, so they're still wondering about it. So in kind of summary, we saw a couple of things today that firstly, the more Krishna conscious we are, the more free will we will have. And also, not only that we'll have more free will, but we'll have the right intelligence to use the free will in the right way. And we saw how it's very, very dangerous to commit any offense. Even if we have the slightest doubt that we committed offense to someone, we should go seek pardon to them. And worst case, if they don't agree or they don't accept, then we just seek pardon to like Krishna. And every day we say this once a kalpatarubhyascha. I remember one time asking Rompan Maharaj we don't know who we are offending. So he said, yeah, that's why we do this once a kalpatarubhyascha every day. And not only we may offend devotees, but even within the family, we may be offending wife because of familiarity. We might be offending wife, kids. So it's always better to always seek forgiveness and then maintain a good relationship within the family, outside the family. And secondly, we saw that Ganges is so much glorified in Srimad Bhagavatam. And again, finally, to finish with Srimad Bhagavatam's glorification, we were in Gita Nagari 3 weeks ago, and during the retreat, and then the whole retreat was focused on Srimad Bhagavatam, how it's the refuge for Kali Yuga. And so many different lectures. And I remember Paramakaruna Prabhu's lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was saying that Srimad Bhagavatam is also Sachidananda Vigraha. We always have heard that Krishna is Sachidananda Vigraha, is eternal, he's full of knowledge, and then he's like blissful. But Srimad Bhagavatam, which is non-different than Krishna, is also Sachidananda Vigraha because it's eternal, we know, it's full of knowledge. And the blissful part is that when one reads Srimad Bhagavatam, it's blissful, one feels happiness. And we saw even today, like I was explaining before, that it's so reciprocating. I mean, because we are serving Srimad Bhagavatam by just reading and hearing, it's reciprocating like what we want. So again, that's the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are so fortunate that we get this opportunity to at least meet a few minutes in the morning. Even if we don't want, we are hearing forcefully, which is such a blessing also. Because unless someone wishes that we want to hear, we cannot hear. So it's such a blessing, and I'd like to stop here. Any other comments, please feel free to share.
Nice class, Prabhu. So when you said that with the increased spirituality, we get more free will, in the other way, you can, it also implies that the influence of material nature is lessening.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like a cow tied to this pole, right? Yeah. I mean, we know it has free will, but it's very limited. But I mean, if it's not even tied, then it has more free will. It can raise more.
So the spirituality increases, the influence decreases, and more be able to.
Other way to think is, I don't know. I felt the other way because.
Prabhu, can you do that?
I felt the other way because when you're surrendering to Krishna, where is your free will?
Because Krishna takes charge.
Yeah. So then you don't have free will. Krishna is in full control, right? So I was like thinking about that.
Yeah.
The other thing is like Krishna is saying about that we have free will and we can choose Krishna. Obviously, as God, he doesn't have time. Obviously has. So does it mean that Krishna has a different kind of time maps where, like, okay, when you take free will, when you surrender your free will, this will be your destiny versus maybe it doesn't matter. But
yeah, I mean, the main point is basically, like within the time we have, within the free will we have, do we choose Krishna? Is that our intent? Because I always personally go through this. If I have 10 minutes, if I go to YouTube, do I watch something that's Krishna related, or do I do something like I watch the highlights of the cricket match? There's always a choice I have. And then as long as we always do pick the Krishna option, then it reciprocates accordingly. And then the less interest we have next time to watch something like that other than Krishna. So it's very reciprocating. That's my understanding.